Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. I am Aftab Alim Farooqi, Assistant Professor in Biochemistry at Government Degree Science College, Malir, Karachi. Now I am starting today the lecture for class BSc Part 1, subject Biochemistry, and I am still continuing the chapter Carbohydrates and their derivatives. And this is the topic which I have selected is reactions of monosaccharides, and this is my online series lecture number 17, and the students will consult the same reference book, Western Road Biochemistry 4th edition. Students, before starting the reactions of monosaccharides, I will complete the remaining topic regarding the disaccharides sugars. In the previous lecture, I have completed the detailed study of maltose sugar. Now today I am starting the sucrose sugar, its components, how it is formed, and what are the chemical salient features which are present in this sugar. So first of all, the sucrose. Sucrose, it is also called sucrase, sucrose, and is the common table sugar. It is a disaccharide which upon hydrolysis yields one molecule of each D-glucose and D-fructose. It means that sucrose is a disaccharide sugar which is a combination of two sugars, D-glucose and D-fructose. D-glucose is a aldose type of sugar and D-fructose is a ketose type of sugar. So by the combination of these two sugars, sucrose is formed, and you know the empirical formula of sucrose is C12H22O11. So how these two sugars are combined to each other, and the important thing is that sucrose is a non-reducing sugar. I will also discuss the very important salient characteristic property of this sucrose sugar, that it is a non-reducing sugar. So in its molecule, the carbon number 1 of alpha D glucose is connected to carbon number 2 of beta D fructose through an oxygen bridge, that is O-glycosidic bond. In this way, both the potential aldehyde and ketone groups on anomeric carbon atoms are blocked from reducing activity. So how the reducing activity of this sugar is blocked? Because the component of these two sugars initially, when they are comes and close and reacted to each other from their reducing sugar group, carbon number 1 having the free aldehyde sugar group in glucose structure will react with the carbon number 2 carbonyl group of the fructose sugar. That's why the reducing sugar property of these two sugars are reacted to each other. Resultantly, in the formation of the sucrose sugar, the reducing property or reducing activity will be blocked. That's why this sugar becomes non-reducing sugar. Thus, it is without reducing property, which appears only when it has been hydrolyzed, yielding its constituents monosaccharides. Okay. So this is the chemical reaction of sucrose hydrolysis. Sucrose, as you know, this empirical formula is C12H22O11. This sugar before hydrolysis has a dextrorotative phenomena, which has this sucrose has a dextrorotatory phenomena. So when this sugar is hydrolyzed in the presence of water, and then what will happen? This sugar sucrose will be hydrolyzed into its component D-glucose, and the D-fructose sugar will change from its furan form into its pyrene form. So understand here, this is the dextrorotatory sugar of behavior of plane polarized light in a clockwise direction in sucrose when it is hydrolyzed in water. So the one component of sugar, glucose, that is glucose, which has a plus 52.5 degree, it will rotate the activity of plane polarized light in a clockwise direction. That's why this is represented by plus sign. And the other form of the component of the sucrose sugar, that is fructose, this will change from its furan form into its pyranose form. So before the hydrolysis, when it was the constituents of the sucrose sugar, the fructose, which has earlier has a dextrotative phenomena, but when the sucrose will be hydrolyzed, the dextrotative phenomena will convert into levotative phenomena of the defructose sugar, and it will have a very large, very greater degree of angle, negative minus 92 degree. It has a the defructose sugar will become in its levotative form, levotative phenomena. It will rotate the plane polarized light in anti-clockwise direction, that will represent by minus 92 degree, which will supersede to this glucose dextrotative activity of light. Okay, so sucrose is dextrotative because it has glucose molecule which is dextrotative, and fructose, which is being in furanose form, it is also dextrotative. When sucrose is hydrolyzed, its fructose is released into its pyranose form, which is levotative. Okay, so that's why the behavior of the sugar defructose will convert it from its dextrotative phenomena, converted into its levotative phenomena. Okay, so upon hydrolysis, sucrose becomes levotative. This is because of glucose and fructose, which results from hydrolysis of sucrose in equal amounts. The levotative activity of fructose is more than dextrotative activity of glucose. Because of this process, the rotation has been reversed. Because of this process, the rotation has been reversed. This process is called inversion, and the products of sucrose hydrolysis are called invert sugar. So this reason is asked, that why sucrose and invert sugar. So whatever I have discussed, you will write down in your words. Okay, now the honey is very rich in invert sugar because the bee has an enzyme invertase which converts sucrose into invert sugar. Okay, now invert sugar has a specific rotation of minus 19.8 degree, whereas sucrose has a specific rotation of plus 66.5 degree. So inversion can be brought about by hydrolysis with dilute acids or with specific enzymes called invertase or sucrase, which is mainly present in the mucosal cells lining in the small intestine. Now I am starting the third one, disaccharide sugar, is lactose. Lactose is a reducing disaccharide. Okay, because this sugar has a free anomeric carbon atom which can react with any chemical reagents and form the color complex. So lactose is formed by the mammary glands and occurs about 5% in milk. It is prepared commercially from milk whey. Lactose is hydrolyzed by acids and specific enzymes. Lactase splits lactose sugar into monosaccharides units, glucose and galactose. It means that the lactose sugar is a combination of two monosaccharides, glucose and galactose. So lactose is a reducing sugar, forms oxazone or a cyanhydrin and an enzyme, and is decomposed by alkali. It accordingly contains a free sugar group in its structure. It is formed as a result of O-glycosidic bond. It is formed as a result of O-glycosidic bond or linkage. We can also O-glycosidic linkage or glycosidic bond between one molecule of beta D-galactose and one molecule of D-glucose through beta 1,4 linkage. You know that galactose is a apimers of glucose. At carbon in the structure of glucose, when the arrangement of alcoholic groups at carbon number 4 from right side shifted towards the left side, it will become galactose sugar. And when the alcoholic groups in the structure of galactose will be on alcoholic group or OH group will be on left side, that will form the beta D galactose sugar. And in Howard-Singh structure, at first carbon atom, the alcoholic group will be on the upper side. Okay, therefore the beta D galactose sugar will be formed. Okay, and glucose is same in its D-glucose formation structure. So the glucose part becomes the anomeric carbon atom, which may be either in alpha and beta form, giving to rise lactose. Student, this is the linear form representation of D-glucopyranose, and this is the linear representation form of beta D-galactopyranosyl sugar group. So this is the carbon number 4 position on which the OH group is here, alcoholic group is here on the right side. This is a D-glucopyranose structure, or just you can say D-glucose structure. And here the structure of this sugar D-galactose, on which the alcoholic group on the first carbon atom on the left side, that will term as beta D-galactose sugar. So these two sugar with carbon number 1 of alcoholic group to the beta D-galactose sugar will will condense with the alcoholic group of carbon number 4. Therefore, as a result of the condensation reaction, water molecule will be produced and dehydration will be occurred. Water molecule will be losses, and the glyceridic bond will be formed between carbon number 1 and carbon number 4. This will be called the beta 1,4 glyceridic bond, as generally also called the beta 1,4 glyceridic linkage. Okay, this is a linear representation, but the best explanation you can express in your exam to elaborate this lactose sugar in Howard's ring structure. So this is the beta D-galactopyranosyl structure, on which the first carbon atom alcoholic group was above side, and this is the carbon number 4 of the glucose sugar, on which the alcoholic group on the lower side. That these two sugars will condense to each other. As a result of the dehydration reaction, water molecule will be produced. Therefore, the bond will be formed between carbon number 1 of the beta D-galactose sugar and carbon number 4. Therefore, form the beta 1,4 glyceridic bond, beta 1,4 glyceridic linkage. Therefore, the lactose sugar will be formed. Now, student, I am starting the reactions of monosaccharides. Okay. So, first reaction of monosaccharides means here we will study the reactions of monosaccharide with reference to glucose sugar. So first of all, the first reaction is here reaction with phenyl hydrazenes to form hydrazones and oxazones. This chemical reaction with monosaccharides you will also perform in your practical lab in BSc Part 1 Paper 1. Okay. So phenylhydrazine, this is a combination of two chemicals and other so phenylhydrazine and other substituted hydrazenes react with monosaccharides and other carbohydrates containing free sugar group, free aldehyde or ketonic group to form hydrazones and oxazones. The important point regarding this reaction is here. The sugar glucose which has a free aldehyde group. So first of all, its first alcoholic group which is present on the right side, that will be first reacted with any chemical agent, and then later on the next one term will be on the second carbon atom of the alcoholic group. So the important point is here that the free reducing sugar will also react first. So these oxazones are water insoluble crystals, and the shape of the oxazone crystals is used to identify the carbohydrates. Understand this point. When you will react the monosaccharides glucose with this phenylhydrazine chemical reagent, okay, and you will heat it in boiling water bath just for 45 minutes. Therefore, during the boiling water bath process, the crystals will be formed. These crystals are called ozozones crystals, and they are insoluble in water. Okay, these crystals will put it on a glass surface slide, and you will observe under a microscope by using the 25 times lens. So you will observe the different shape of the crystals. Suppose we will here use the glucose. So glucosazone formation of crystal will be obtained. The type of the ozone when we reacted the glucose with phenylhydrazine. So the glucosazone type of the crystals, needle shaped crystal will be formed. You will observe in microscope. It is not necessary that reactions of monosaccharides also specific, particularly the phenylhydrazine will always reacted with the monosaccharides is the glucose. No. Galactose can also react with lactose, maltose, because these are the reducing sugars. They are also, because they have the free anomeric carbon atom. Lactose also reacted with the phenylhydrazine. Maltose also reacted with the phenylhydrazine. Fructose also reacted. So they will, but the appearance of the crystal will be different in different sugars. But the needle shaped crystal will be observed in case of the glucosazone. Okay. Now understand this chemical reaction by explaining this reaction. This is the structure of the D-glucose. 3 molecules. Okay, understand here. The 3 molecules of phenylhydrazine C6H5 NH2, 3 molecules will reacted. So first of all, the first molecule of phenylhydrazine C6H5 NH2 will reacted to the first reducing sugar group of the aldehyde group of this carbonyl group of the aldehyde. Carbonyl group oxygen के साथ first of all that will react the first molecule of phenylhydrazine. Just simple reaction is here. These 2 hydrogen, understand this here. C6H5 NH2, the 2 hydrogen molecules reduce the oxygen negative charge, resultantly the water molecule formation, and this nitrogen will share with the double bond of this carbon position in like this. Double bond position, covalent bond structure will be formed. Covalent bond of hydrogen atom will be formed. Therefore, the D-glucose phenylhydrazone will be formed. D-glucose phenylhydrazone will be first formed initially, which is unstable intermediate. Right? Now, in the second step, the remaining 2 molecules of phenylhydrazine will reacted. So now the term will be second alcoholic group of this D-glucose phenylhydrazone that will share the bond with this nitrogen of this carbon. Therefore, again you will observe here that, understand the lower side structure of the structure is here. This is here C6H5NH and N. So here means 2 hydrogen will react with this oxygen. Okay, here the 2 oxygen will react with this alcoholic second group carbon atom. देखें इधर here. Okay, so 2 hydrogen will react, reduce to the oxygen negative charge. 2 hydrogen will reduce to the oxygen negative charge. Resultantly, again formation of water molecule takes place, and nitrogen will share with the carbon second atom like this. In the understand is here is a structure like this. So the one molecule of, so the type of the structure will be changed, and this will be called the glucosazone. And the one molecule of remaining phenylhydrazine will be broken down and form the C6H5NH2, and the one molecule of nitrogen amino group will reduce in the form of ammonia gas, will be liberated, and 2 water molecules also produced. So this is the complete explanation of the first reaction. Okay. Now the second number of monosaccharide reaction, reduction to form sugar alcohols. Aldoses and ketosis may be reduced at their aldehyde or ketonic groups to form the corresponding polyhydroxy alcohols by the action of sodium amalgam or by under high pressure in the presence of a catalyst, right? So the reduction process is carried out in the presence of a catalyst, right? So here the just example is understanding the glucose. When will gain the hydrogen atom, it will be reduced by action of the hydrogen, by participating of the hydrogen, converted into its solid sugar, crystalline sugar, d-sorbitol. Glucose in its liquid form sugar, converted into its solid form, crystalline form sugar, d-sorbitol. Mannose, liquid sugar, converted into its d-mannitol, solid crystalline sugar. Galactose sugar is converted into D-dulcitol sugar. All these two products are always in crystalline formation, crystalline form, appearance. Fructose is also converted into D-sorbitol. Okay? And also ribose is converted into ribitol sugar. Glyceraldehyde is converted into its glycerol structure. Dihydroacetone is converted into its glycerol structure, glycerol sugar. So here, understand this reaction by explaining is here. This is the D-glucose, and you know this is the carbonyl structure of this. So two hydrogen atom bypassing of the hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas will react in the presence of platinum nickel catalyst, that will reduce to the oxygen atom. So what will happen? The CH2OH will be formed on the first carbon atom. That will be reduced by gaining two hydrogen. So hydrogen will reduce to the oxygen and resultant formation CH2OH. This is the type of the D-sorbitol crystalline sugar. Earlier was liquid form, and the later on product is will be formed in crystalline formation. Now students, this is another type of D-mannose sugar. D-mannose sugar is converted into its D-mannitol sugar. Just same, two hydrogen will reduce to the carbonyl group and form the CH2OH, then form the D-mannitol type of sugar. In the same way, understand is here D-glyceraldehyde will be reduced in the form of glycerol. Here is understand the structure. Okay, so form, and also same the dihydroacetone will also converted into its glycerol form structure, because carbonyl group or the second carbon atom of the dihydroacetone ketose type of sugar will be reduced by passing the two hydrogen atoms, hydrogen gas, that will reduce to the oxygen molecule and the formation of glycerol. Student, this formation of the reduction of sugar to form sugar alcohols, this reaction is carried out, the reduction of the sugar alcohols, this reaction is carried out in processing industry. In processing industry, this reaction is carried out. Okay. Now the third one reaction is oxidation to form sugar alcohols. When oxidized under proper conditions, the aldoses may form monobasic aldonic or dibasic saccharic acid or monobasic uronic acid. So the sugar alcohols will be oxidized. So they will form the three different type of components. Here we will further subclassify. First of all, how the aldonic acid is formed, right? So aldonic acid formation is here. Oxidation of an aldose with bromine water converts the aldehyde group to a carboxyl group, and therefore thereby forms the corresponding acids. Bromine reacts with water to form hypobromous acid, HOBr, which acts as an oxidizing agent. So before the oxidation of aldose, first of all, the bromine will react with the water to form the hypobromous acid. This hypobromous acid will act as an oxidizing agent. This oxidizing agent will gain the electron from the glucose structure. Understand, from this structure, the second step of the reaction, this aldehyde group, okay, this aldehyde group, hypobromous acid. So what will happen? The hydrogen, okay, the oxygen will be lost here, the oxygen OH, here is the structure of the HO. that will reduce to this carbonyl group and formation of the carboxyl group, right? Formation of the carboxyl group. So what will happen? The oxygen, the hydrogen will be removed. Hydrogen will be losses. One hydrogen will be losses, and this hydrogen OH will be reacted to this carbonyl group and formation of the carboxyl group as a carbon atom. Okay, the type of structure will be called D-glucuronic acid, right? Now the further second step, the further subclassification of this reaction is formation of uronic acid. When aldose is oxidized in such a way that the primary alcohol group is converted to carboxyl without oxidation of the aldehyde group. Without the oxidation of the aldehyde group, a uronic acid is formed. I am again repeating, when aldose is oxidized in such a way that the primary alcohol group is converted to carboxyl group without oxidation of aldehyde group, a uronic acid is formed. It means that the important here is that in the first step of the reaction, here we have to save the aldehyde group reducing structure property of the glucose structure. So what we will do, the aldehyde, here the structure, the aldehyde sugar group is protected by conversion to a glycosidic or acetone derivative such as 1,2-O isopropyridine diglucose. It means 1 isopropyridine structure say when you will react with the glucose structure. Okay, 2-O isopropyridine will react with the D-glucose structure first of all, which may be oxidized by oxygen with an activated platinum carbon catalyst. So here the structure of this glucose, understand the formation of this structure is here. 1,2-isopropyridine structure will react to this first and second carbon atom. Okay, here. So the reducing property of the first alcoholic group will be say of this position of alcohol. Okay, so what will happen? यहाँ पर जो है आपको इसको चेंज, यहाँ पर ये चीज़ चेंज होगी नेक्स्ट वन स्टेप ऑफ द रिएक्शन में. तो अब यहाँ पर क्या होगा कि यहाँ पर ये आइसोप्रोपायरिन स्ट्रक्चर है, ये सबसे पहले इसको सेव करेगा और उसके बाद जो है यहाँ पर जो सेकंड का CH2 अल्कोहलिक ग्रुप है ये ऑक्सीडाइज होने के बाद COOH में कन्वर्ट होगा, जो कि नेक्स्ट फॉर्म कहलाता है 1,2-isopropyridine D-glucuronic acid. Okay, and then resultantly the CHO will be restored at the first position carbon atom. CHO will be restored again at its first carbon atom because isopropyridine will save the aldehyde group structure. I earlier told you earlier that isopropyridine will save the aldehyde structure, will be again its reducing property again will gain. So the next one structure will be called D-glucuronic acid. Now the third one reaction is here, reaction with nitric acid to form saccharic acid. When aldose reacts with nitric acid, both aldehyde and primary alcoholic group is converted into carboxyl group. This compound is known as saccharic acid or aldaric acid. Nitric acid acts as an oxidizing agent. So a structure is here that D-glucose structure will react with the nitric acid. So the first carbon atom aldehyde group here and the alcoholic group is here, both will be oxidized and converted to its carboxyl group first and sixth carbon atom positions. Okay, so nitric acid acts as a reducing oxidizing agent, will losses the electron, and then the losses of electron hydrogen, that therefore this oxygen will react with the hydrogen and form the carboxyl group, and here the losses of the alcoholic group will form the carboxyl group. So first and sixth carbon atom, the structure of carboxyl will be formed. Okay, the type of D-glucose will be converted to its D-glucaric acid or D-glucosaccharic acid or D-glucosaccharic acid. So we have completed here this structure, and the next one lecture I will again continue. I will again start the remaining reactions of monosaccharides. So for the detailed study of this lecture, you will again consult the Western Told Biochemistry, 4th edition. So I would like to advise all the students that they must again and again review my lecture and consult the book and try to understand the chemical reaction mechanism. Okay, thanks.